Hello, Faith Fakir. How are you? I hope that you're doing well. I want to take a moment to say thank you for being my muse, for stepping forward, and as well creating space for me to share my insights. Your artistry has come out beautifully. Very, very happy with it. We'll get more into it in just a moment. You know the drill. We'll scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on tarot and oracle. No ghost who was chosen, so it's just us here. If you want to cozy on up, to receive or release freely, of course. And just as a reminder, as I try to retain and remain artistically free, so I'm not looking to be right or wrong, but to literally just saunter and soar around the artistry. And may we both meet a message with meaning. So thank you again for being my muse. As well, you'll see a short come up on the channel. You are a little shaman short. There's no insights, strictly for you to see, sense, and feel, as it'll come in the mail. And then I also have notes that come through here when I'm creating. So before we dive in, but I will reveal your artistry, so I'm not being totally rude. But I'm, again, just so grateful. I'm like really excited. I feel like my heart's beating really fast. Let's go. So here is your artistry. I am just like, I gotta say, it's like one of my faves. One of my faves. All my blot babies are my favorites, but this one just, the striking color that intuitively was chosen come through. So, and you know the drill. You're welcome to give it a thumbs up so I know you received it, all that kind of good stuff. And typically they are held private, but if you decide to share this and make it public to inspire others, if that is the case, anyone here, please feel well to receive or release freely. And if not, it's just us. So what came through in the opening is faith. As I was stepping forward, faith, fakir. When I was young, challenge conquered, that returned to me my gift. A challenge was conquered that returned to me a gift. There's a message from mother or something along that lines, or a mother message. Maybe you are a mother. It's not for me to figure out. A hero's journey complete that brought me down to now what? It's almost like I wrote a letter there. Okay. Uncovering a mask. I think that's something I'm feeling here that I conquered, at least in the creating. I have here boy, two spirit minds to whole, lady, unicorn, magic, orchestra. That brought me back into challenge conquered, return to me my gift, something about the unicorn. I don't know if that symbol means something to you, but it definitely felt to me like seeing a swirl of a unicorn, or like chocolate and vanilla come together, or strawberry and I don't know, just something along. It really had flavor, I gotta say. Naughty shadow, magician, enter a room and I'm noticed. I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean to say that you're like, huzzah, I'm in a room, but I feel like your energy is noticed, and it feels very royal. In a way, like just royal. Like I feel like royalty steps into a room. Okay. Onto the scry. I'm going to take a moment to open up. You're welcome to join me. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of Faith Fakir. Thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. I feel very floaty. Like fabric floating in the wind. There is somebody with a flashlight. I don't know if it's an earthly essence or army or something military like. I also ferns. If ferns mean anything to you, the plant or plant life, I might be very closely associated or feel very supportive from vegetation, or I really enjoy looking at vegetation. Maybe even a vegetarian. I don't know. So I've got a flashlight. I feel like I'm being handed something golden, and it's in that flashlight. There's something coming into form here. This is spectacular. I'm not even sure that there's words, but right in here. This is spectacular as well. This is spectacular. I can't remember the last time I've ever used the word spectacular. I feel like this might be that mother energy. Doesn't have to be your mother incarnation of here and now. It might be the bigger mother at play. The bigger mother at play. Oh, I can see this. It's okay, there's some sort of heartbreak. There's two people sewing my heart back together. I wonder if that's the two spirits, two minds. I feel like, do you know what I am just going to say when I say that? I feel, oh, I wrote it in there as whole, but I want to say holy. I feel holy in your aura. And that's not to dismiss any sort of maybe heartaches that maybe we go through in life in the, you know, earthly expression, but I feel holy. I don't know how else to say it. I'm going to keep saying that term. There's a penguin. My fire, you know, when I say me, I, you, we, right? I'm looking in a mirror, but maybe this is the naughty shadow. Not that naughty is a bad thing. It's like a black obsidian mirror of scrying. And my fire is looking at it, but my heart is what's asking my fire to look at itself to see its beauty. So I don't know if that's fire of creation, the fire element, maybe even your root space. It's like I'm holding this mirror up and I want this part of me, this element, this aspect, see how beautiful you are. It's like if the sun felt... No. If the sun felt... Sorry, let me get the words to fall out of my face. Self-conscious to shine with saying... The way I'm hearing it is, oh, I'm the sun, and I don't want to shine so much in case I burn people. In case, you know, if they get too much, where, whatever it is, the UV, I don't know, apply anything. It's like the sun is self-conscious, saying, no, no, no. But I feel like there's this part of me that's like, no, radiate, shine. You're not responsible or accountable if maybe people, like what people do with that. If they linger too long and get a sunburn, and you know, then they gotta use aloe, maybe the fern and aloe. So it's almost like this mirror, the scrying mirror of sorts. It's obsidian, like that void, that maybe that masculine energy and this feminine energy are like, look how beautiful you are in releasing. What is that saying they say? Again, I kind of want to apply it to... I'm gonna butcher who it relates to, but bear with me and pull what you make sense of it as you can. It's like if a wise one was saying words, you're responsible and accountable for how, you know, whatever conditions we set and our aura, our boundaries, yada yada. But say you invent blue paint, or you are blue paint, and somebody else is like, oh, and that was inspired to be blue paint by the sea and the sky to paint a picture. But then somebody else comes along and is inspired by you being blue paint to paint their house, or to create a different shade of blue, and then another shade of blue, and then suddenly this blue becomes a whole spectrum. And there's this freeing energy into that. It's like, and whoever say all these other people, places, or things, whatever this energy is, maybe it's emotional, I don't know what it is, or just wellness in general, like all the modalities one can be in to for wellness, this, that, or the other, or for love, and how one might, see themselves. And it's like whoever made the lipstick is accountable for the ingredients and its integrity, but when somebody buys it or when somebody steps into it to use it, and maybe they write on the wall with it, or maybe they put lipstick all over their face, or whatever the case is, you're released of that. I don't know if there's something you carry or can have been asked to carry in maybe some way, shape, or form. Because the way I'm seeing it is down here, almost like this little bit of like a tug of war in my heart. But now there's like an amethyst or rhodonite. It's like a purpley pink kind of shimmery crystal gemstone. My heart is racing. I feel like, okay, I gotta calm down. And it's like, I kind of get the sensation like the tug of war is done, or there's something that's been conquered. So the tug of war, like that pressure is released. And now I want to reach out, but then I kind of pull back. Or maybe I pull back a little bit. It's like the sun being self-conscious. I want to say subconsciously self-conscious, because I don't actually feel self-conscious. But maybe there's something in there, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm still looking in this mirror, and it's quite lovely. And do you see, like, in here, like, there's that wee, and I see it, there's that wee little gift. But this, I don't something about, like, twins, or maybe it's that, if you've had a twin, soulmate, two spirits, but still I feel wholly of one. Whole. Keep saying those words. It's weird. Okay, that's fine. This, I like at first glance, I want to say kind of looks like a good old fashioned UFO. My heart. So you might resonate with starseed. Starseed being a very big term, and it might come in from that bigger mother energy. It's like I saw something land in a farm field or something along that lines, and it left a mark. Something left a mark. And I'm looking for something. Was something missing? See, I feel like even from my notes, a hero's journey complete, and that's one aspect or something. And it's like it would start up here, and then now what? I feel like this wholeness is like, okay, and now what? It's an embodiment. I do feel like I live in grace. I feel like I'm saying a lot of religious words, but their meaning is more than meets the eye. Is how I'm feeling. It's like seeing that scarf or sheet drying on a clothesline, and it's talking to the wind, and the byproduct is the wet laundry gets dry. That's the byproduct. But the conversation, and to see the conversation of the sheet or piece of clothing, hair, or like a scarfy thing. Yeah, it feels really nice. It's like a warm breeze. You're like a warm breeze. Cool breeze on a warm day, or a warm breeze on a cool day. Do you feel a lot of breezes? This is really like, I feel like, yeah, there's a scarf there. So there's a cat with a scarf. I feel like I protect my voice. Is there a singing? Because it's bringing me into a Canadian, I don't know, remember where you're from. So it's the Tragically Hip and Gordy, and he would wear a scarf around his neck to keep his vocal cords warm. This is so spectacular. I can't even. I can't even. I can't even find words. There's something also going on down here. I'm just trying to decide how I'm going to interact with it. Am I in a jungle? Are people looking for something? I feel very protected. There's also a whale, if a whale means anything to anyone. I almost feel like with all these water kind of creatures stepping forward, and yet I don't see water. So I'm wondering if like the land that it's like being in a desert that was once the bottom of the ocean or something like that. Maybe artifacts. There's so much love. And I'm hearing that song. Can you feel the love tonight? Okay. This also is reminding me of like one big, I was going to say bloomin' onion. That's hilarious. I think I'm going to call it a terrarium or a solarium. Like I'm seeing a whole world. Yeah. Okay, my head's being held here. There's a face in here. And it's like I'm being held. Like that. And any of these degrees of separation, I'm seeing it as clothing again. I don't know. It's very clothing, and it's fine. And then I'm seeing that clothing like a skin suit, zipped down, and it's all like getting ready. You know what I mean? To just like open up, almost like a metamorphosis. And here's the bud, the light. This light, which is like a bud, like, I think it's like a tulip or a rose, a yellow rose, a golden rose. I feel like is what I don't know if somebody else was looking for it around me. How do I want to step into that? It's like a nectar of having like a nectar in your aura that, what's that? Okay, as the example that's stepping forward through, it's like being a superhero and the government's looking for all the superheroes, so they have to hide or I don't know, not use their superhero-ness, or like every time they use it, it lets them know where they are. So, and I'm not trying to get into a typical like let's have an enemy and a hero, because you're in some way, whatever this aspect is, that's complete. So it's like that paradigm, that tug of war, doesn't work anymore. But that doesn't mean to say there's also a candle, and it's a white candle. So maybe some space of purity or whatever that a white candle might mean. Peace, peace. So I can't be pulled. But there's still an understanding that maybe the majority or the collective or the planet does work that way. So it's like, I feel like I'm holding a candle of peace, like I'm a monk or something. A monk in Mother Mary. That's how I, again, religious terms, it doesn't have to be about the religion. I'm not dismissing it if it is. But it, thank you. The iridescence of a pearl. Yeah. Not the pearl. It's the iridescence of the pearl. And imagine if the value of a pearl is imbued in a bubble, maybe lots of orbs around, but they have this shine, and they're very closely related to nature. I don't know how else to say that. The nature. And your nature. And I saw that clammy thing down there too. Okay. And something, I don't know, like brotherhood or brothers or something along that lines. Soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways that you never have before? You know, I'm all about the artistry versus words, but I wanted to leave that open to you. See, there's those yellow flowers. I feel like this is the feeling that I had. It's the so even see the shape here. I want to put it in there. The feeling of being the laundry on the line, the ribbon, the scarf made of silk. And then I have here, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? I don't know if there's a hug happening here or two different directions. So here's the thing. We talked about that mirror, the fire. And if I could stack these two cards, card 11 and 26 coming into a 8. Like just the coloring of them. Can I get one for the center? Because you're gonna have faith, faith, faith. To receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? It's like those pearls. And we talked about the sun, right? Yeah. Subconsciously self-conscious. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's how I'm interpreting the energy. I feel like I am a plant that is receiving raindrops, and the raindrops are floating down the leaves and the petals, and they're getting into the stem and really nourishing me, and I'm like drinking them up. I feel that I am releasing. I've already released this tug of war and whatever maybe this heart, because there's like a needle and a thread here, and again there's, or maybe it's like two like embryos in my heart here, like, and they're like sewing. Oh my god, it's so sweet. It's so powerful actually as well. That tug of war feel, but we can, it still exists, right? It's okay, so it's like by being here, we play outside of ordinary a little bit. And that's not, you know, people might take that as an insult to ordinary, but it's not meant to be like that. It's just to explore, go into the jungle, go into the depths of the water, be the laundry on the line, and just kind of talk with the wind. Does that make sense? This is what you, like, literally your aura feels like. And everything is a reflection. It's like the silk scarf communicating with the wind. It's reflecting the wind, but we don't see the wind. We might hear the wind, we might feel the wind, but it is the silk of the scarf that is showing us the reflection of that dance, of that duality dance happening in harmony. I love it. Okay. All right. Am I adding on one more? I see happy smiles. Something about, did you ever have one of those things when you're a kid? I have no idea how old you are, but I'm going to call it Fisher Price. It's just like one of those tools when you're a kid, like taught, like a toddler, and it has like circles, squares, triangles, and then you put the pieces in. It's like coordination. You give different shapes, and this kind of brings me back into that starseedy feel. It's not my favorite term, but you know what? It fits, and it fits. You also have here card number 5, which brings me into change, and also the power is in the palm. The power in the palm of your hands. And then I kind of like want to take, I don't know, it feels like something like maybe it's dirt or dust or a flower, and I want to make a wish, and then that's how I feel about that. Oops, okay. Great awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? This, card 21 coming up to the 3, I want to plot myself right up in here. Actually, if I may, it's like I want to connect it in right about here. It's like, remember when I was talking about the zipper of like the meat suit? And if I had already pulled it down and I'm right here, and now I get to see that, I can see that sun, that radiation, that shine on me, shine on me. The how is in the now. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? Card 30. Right? And then that sounds right. Again, it's like depiction of holy ones. Excuse me. Maybe that's even indicative of your name, Faith. Fakir, Faith. Interesting. Is there anything else? They're all like these elf-like creatures. I don't know that they're elves, but they're like elf-like creatures. There's also an alligator. I feel like this is a conversation. Masculine or higher self to human self, or masculine self to feminine self, adult self to inner child. You know, pick one. Okay, I got to turn it sideways for that story to come out. And imagine like if a bug was crawling up the stem of a flower or a fern. Oh, there's that wish. It's like one of those dandelion. I love it. Somebody holds it for you. There's a wish that is always held for you. I'm back with the bug. It looks like a wiener dog of some sort, or like a long dog. They're growing wings, or they have golden wings if they have passed. I'm not sure. But imagine if you're watching a bug crawl up the side of a stem of a flower or a plant, and you zoomed in on a camera, and they become massive. They become the whole screen. But there's this whole little travel happening up here. It's weird because I'm seeing it like land, but land is a boat. Maybe islandy? The land is a boat. Yeah, I don't know. Something about clouds too. Breath. I feel like I'm at a gas tank. Remember I was talking about that iridescence? Succulent. I was trying to think of which plant I was very much so leaning into, and it's a succulent. Before I know I just flipped it, I'm just going to quickly grab a tree card to cross me over. Thank you. Stop it. The holly tree. Like, let's basically say holy tree. Permanence. Also card 5. Has there been change? A lot of changes. I feel like I'm free from the chains of change. It's like once you become the butterfly, you fly. A great awakening through enlightenment. Evil is warded off by your devotion to good. The holly tree. I actually have a holly bush in my yard. It's so magical. Also something maybe about Hollywood, if an actor or actress or something along that lines. Great awakening. You had it down here as well. A great awakening. But maybe you awaken things in others as well. All right. Sorry, I did flip it if I didn't say. I just wasn't making direct eye contact with it. Okay, so I don't know if there's like some anger thing going on. I'm stepping into it as anger, just as me. You don't have to. And it's like this, there's the face like coming off its shoulders, and there's a very large body, and it's got like Piscean feet. And there are, I don't know if they're like ducks and flowers merged, but it's like off to the side here. And almost like I can hear a dur, 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 but not in a dur, 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 dur way. Maybe like daffodils or something like that. Buttercups and daffodils. I feel like either. Okay, let me get in here. This feels very masculine as a big old scope of the whole thing, and this feels very feminine. Okay, I'm trying to get my bearings here. There is either a masculine energy, you that maybe, I don't know, pisses you off, or maybe like an energy we depict as a dominance or an obstruction. Someone or something to conquer. Is that maybe the word? Okay. But I feel like from the feminine, that was already done and dealt with. Because now this is coming in as a big guide. And it's almost like those like shamanic energies. If misunderstood or taken at face value, they could be seen as a monster, or they could be seen as scary. And I stepped in, I saw, very large energy, like growing up out, like, imagine if like something, did my light turn off? Okay, that's fine. Imagine if something like just like starts to form through all the vines and the water and it becomes huge. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a second and be like, oh my God, right? It's like the sun radiating, and I walk outside and it's just sunny, and it's like, what's going on? So it's like this very large energy is stepping forward. Now it feels protective, like I can grow out of everything and nothing. The fundamental elements are always in existence in some way, shape, and form around me. So now I feel like I'm alchemizing with this guide thing. And I don't mean to be like guide thing, whether it's an archetypal energy, an elemental expression, a spirit guide of your masculine energy. And here's what I want to say, as I just heard that very clearly. It's okay to be fire and anger. It's how we transmute that and how we walk it. That is what gives us true power of that very grace that you apparently have here. And forgiveness if we haven't always, perhaps. Where do I want to go with that? The multiverse, what we can and can't control. There are swans. Somebody with maybe chubby cheeks or something about cheeks. There's somebody who's seeing somebody who's writing, or there's a pen. There's also a golf club. And there's this thing around my chest. I'm trying to debate. Oh, do you know what it is? At least the way it's stepping forward for me. When I have gone to the dentist and I have to like be put under to like if I'm having some sort of surgery, and they put that, or maybe it's not even that, maybe it's the x-ray thing. They put that big black heavy weighted, I think it's for when you're getting x-rays and they're taking x-rays of my teeth. It's that the weight on my chest. Now, I like that feeling. Like, it was very early on that I was like, I really like that. It's very comforting for me, that like a weighted blanket. I don't know if this is a weighted blanket per se in the comfort of such, or a healing thing going on, or what was once healed, and it's like taking that weight off. Maybe it's into to release and taking that off. Maybe there's something about surgery as well. I'm sitting with my legs out in front. Oh, there's a large dove. There's a nose here as well. See that large dove in there? Give me one moment. I think my dinner is done. One moment. I'm just going to pause it. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, let's keep going. There is a sash on this bird. It's, again, like dove, peace. But it's like a black sash, as though that balance of shadow, right? Even for my shadow to be at peace. I don't know if there's something about oaring, snowshoes, or oars of a boat, or canoeing, but it's that shape. Also, it's like when you're drawing out from hunting an animal skin, drawing it out for it to serve and to be of service. There might be like a... Sorry, I came up the stairs and apparently I'm very winded. But we're friends here, so it is what it is, Faith. Sorry. I gotta catch my breath. There's a skunk over here, but it's like a punk rock skunk. Okay, thank you. Like shapeshifter being a part of that medicine. Again, if you were to see a shapeshifter, medicine man, medicine woman, and they had different clothing on, maybe these are ancestors as well, because I feel like there's a lot of energy around me, and that's perfectly well. But it's like it takes a certain kind of energy to have that be harmonious within the self, to then be able to radiate it out like the sun, right, to humanity, without controlling how it's received or released. And it takes a really nice space for someone to cultivate that within oneself. Did I say that well? Hopefully. Here, seeing a thumbs up. I need a man. Okay. So I'm also seeing somebody sitting here. It's like if I was, if this was I don't know, something I could go down. I'm bracing. My butt's here. My feet are here. Almost like in yoga, it's just sitting up straight, like at a 90-degree angle. I don't know if I'm stretching my legs out. Something about stretching, lengthening my legs. I kind of am seeing a Swiss Army knife kind of feel. Like I have my shadow, my UI here, receiver release freely, is super skilled. Super, like Inspector Gadget, super skilled. But to know how to use like go gadget arm, go gadget this, but like a Swiss Army knife, you got to learn where all the things are. And it takes us a while sometimes to know, okay, in the Swiss Army knifey thingy, oh, this is that blade that, oh my, for heavens. Thank you for blessing us with your cuteness. You sexy beast, you. Do you know what I'm saying? And that it's like training for something, and maybe training for this space that you have for yourself or for others. But it's like the medicine man or the medicine woman or the shaman or whoever it is, they go through something that literally by your name, Faith. I don't know what fakir means specifically, but for me, I'm just seeing them like reflections. They are one of the same beauty. The choice isn't to favor one or the other, but it is of one nameness. If that, okay, anyway, that's the way it fell out of my face. And you go through something to have that ultimate space to hold for humanity and for oneself while learning certain, maybe it's psychic skills, channels of, personal, professional, corporate, creative. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? So here's the thing, as soon as I said that, and I'll share it with you. I don't know that I've ever actually shared it externally otherwise. Those words, like, oh, who do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to do? Or what do you believe in? Do you believe in God? It took me, and this is just my experience thus far. I'm not saying in any of anything. But this is just where I'm at. And I appreciate the history of that, and the directions that it may inspire and lead towards. But I inevitably came to the conclusion, I'm like, I don't actually have those questions. And it kind of brings me into, thank you, the basis of like going through almost the chakra energy systems, whether one believes in that or not, right? What does one believe? But sensing, even keeping it physical, the feet, the bottom of my spine, my stomach, my heart, my rib cage, my throat. And it's like, I don't actually hold those questions. And I feel like I spent a lot of time using those questions as they're kind of like in the overall blueprint and they're great questions, right? They're great things to consider and contemplate, but at some point in time, maybe when you outgrow them or you realize you don't get answers from them, or you do, and then they can branch you off into this other, to be like, when somebody has undeniable faith, I'm not talking about ignorance and closed off, like I no longer hear anything because that's being closed off. This is, I am at peace, and therefore it is, I am. Like, it kind of brings me into that, like, kind of ascended mastery feel, which, to be honest with you, and maybe this is in like multiverse of mothers, galactic guardians, and and while those terms might resonate, the point is that they're even outside of the constructs that we can't even verbalize yet, but we feel them. And they help us feel peace while being in person and personality and having that experience, because the how is in the now. I'm going to grab this deck. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but sorry, not sorry at all. Let's see what comes out. And then if need be, I'll, okay, stop it. I love it. Inspiration, card 11, and the I am presence. And we've been taught, like, if you were the sun setting or rising and that wind in between I just had a little whistle. Like, this is what I'm talking about. In this whole Inkblot, thank you, the I am presence, 30, right in there with the sunsets and the sunrise. They're non-competing. They are reflections of a day. One life with a bunch of naps and snacks. It's gorgeous. But I don't want to take away or heighten. Stop it. Angels and Masters, 33. Come on, you're amazing. They're talking right in here. Like I'm in a leaf of this tree. And the whole, even if I may, like the whole multiverse. It's like the world is worried about mastering things, becoming masters at their crafts, at who they are, knowing who they are. All, again, I'm not poo-pooing. I'm just simply sharing how I'm feeling in your aura. And I'm getting like very... Those are all great things. But like the all and nothing, the void and the nothingness and the everything. Just because things aren't seemingly answered in a way, Maybe you hold space and compassion for that. The seeking and the searching of the how is now. It's the now. Am I even making sense? Maybe you are an inspiration. And it's like embodying the masters, the multidimensional mastering of such where you grow in and out of it through seasons. And that doesn't, it only means something if we give it meaning. So it's important to notice what we give meaning to. There's a lot of things plugged in here. Oh, it's like, I'm seeing that, I don't know, when you're a baby. Like goo goo gaga baby. A rubber ducky, you're the one. I also see myself with pails. Like sand bucket pails. This is like being a rose with its thorns. The beauty is tough as nails. Or that's the benefit of that. Or something along that lines. There's a conversation here. Again, there's two. I'm on the back of someone or something. It's like they're fixing. The wind is just around your like I'm hearing whistling, and I keep shaking the table. I apologize. Holistic health 7. Maybe this is what that is with all that love and passion, sunrise and sunset. Blood boils like lava, but it also moves like rivers of passion and desire. So gorgeous. Creativity is on the bottom, right up in there. Oh, look at that, relationships. Smoochies. Okay, I'm just diving in here before I'm getting ready to close out. It's like I'm looking at things and I'm on the back, like watching. It really is like being the teacher and the student simultaneously, and appreciating when somebody else is the teacher. And it does not bruise an ego. It's like, thank you. Thank you for letting me be, having safe space for me to step into my inner child and play and have fun and be in the sandbox and cultivate skills like the Swiss Army knife, that, thing from when you're a toddler with the basic shapes, because when you're working with multidimensional shapes, they're not going to fit all the time. Or they're always going to fit, and that is incomprehensible. Like, it defies the physics. There's a stake, like a stake, stake in the ground. I feel like new land, like if you were to start marking off a plot, I'm going to build something here. This could be something in a relationship or a relationship with creation. Even if it's in my mind or on a piece of paper and I'm drawing something, it's like, this is the parameters, this page, and I'm going to start writing things down, because there is writing up here. Also, like fire burning, like when people do fire art with wood, maybe. I'm seeing Popeye, the sailor man. Toot toot. All right. These wise ones are talking down here. And there's that light thing again. That bloom. It's even like the bloom of the blooming in your blood. Magician in the mirror. Oh, this has been so much about reflection, magicians, and it's even like that, again, that godly like presence that we're talking about in some way, shape, or form. The I am presence, the angels, the math, whomever they are for you in these archetypal energies that absolutely are alchemizing. But here's the thing, it's like this, It's so important for the grace and space of peace within the self, because if it's not, then it feels like a dangerous experiment, maybe, or I'm seeing like a science class and like a Bunsen burner, or I don't know. It can be nervous for other people or even oneself. So there is like a structure of responsibility that I feel I take great pride in. And that's like that alchemizing. The fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Very much so in the heart here. Feels like it's like that bloomin' onion. Rest and rejuvenate as I'm coming out here. It's like going out to talk to the wind and my wishes. And it wanders all around me. And it's like, which element am I going to use? Spirit moves through me, and I gotta say, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Okay, so there's like the balance of the masculine and the feminine, and the silver and gold, more importantly. The way it's depicted through the heart space, the way it like just emanates throughout. There's the gold right there, right? I'm gonna grab 2 more before I close out, and then I'll let you go. But thank you so much for truly being my muse. The garden and the gate, look at the coloring, and I'm right up here. There's even that like inner child kind of feel. Okay. Angel of balance, absolutely. Absolutely. And then community. It's like the 3 fates. It's like duality is the dance here at play, but that third fate of sorts is the balance embodied. It brings me into that concept where it's like a mother and a father, as say one or two, and then create the third, the one, the you. That is the unity embodied of those bloodlines, of those genetics, of the masculine, the feminine, the this and the that, the plus and the minus. You are the one of that, the one. And then it's like allowing it to move through like a lava lamp. Because, yeah, even like from the beginning, if I can kind of roll back, I'm sorry that it's so dark, my light went out. Like seeing the scarf and the wind and the breezes, whether it's a cool breeze or a warm breeze, and allowing like life, passions kind of move through like a lava lamp. But you are like the whole lava lamp of love. And I don't know if like I feel like I should be speaking to or something along the lines of like what happened in the heart space, or at least that's where it was like transmute. I don't know what it is. I feel like there's something I should be speaking to, but I got a kind of note from I feel like I'm in the now what space. Something about being invited to something. Yes. Just step forward. I feel like I'm not sure. Should I? Yes. Because it's like when I go through that gate of whatever this is, maybe it's a gateway. Like from the soul chakra, spirit chakra, like the chakras that above and beyond the initial body matrix, but support and work with the body matrix. It's like in some way, just as I'm getting ready to close out here, it's like that because she becomes her and he becomes him. Actually, I want to put it this way. Thank you. By resting, we receive. Okay, let's close out with another tree card, and then I promise I'll let you go. Lies. The pomegranate tree of wealth. I don't know why I do that. Complete harmony and the oneness of the universe attracts love and romance, family, and acquaintance. And pomegranate, I believe, also has like another grand meaning. Because I feel like I've been in a tree here, like a whole other world. But it's right here the whole time, creating permanent magic in my life by embodying it. It's gorgeous. It's like, how do you explain quantum? Like, humanity's just starting to step into quantum physics. And it might be something that on a nature, multi-dimensional nature of sorts, it's not quite explainable yet. We can't get mucked up in the angst to fit things in their shapes yet, because that may not be the way. But grace, as one learns to receive, it's like new math. I don't know why math's coming in here now. Definitely not my forte. With faith, Fikir, my love, thank you so much for being you. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. It was a really good story. Again, thank you so much for being my muse. I will be sending this off in the mail, and you will be able to frame it or have fun, whatever you would like to do with it. So much love.